Members of the Yazidi community are gathering to mark the 10th anniversary of the genocide in Iraq's Sinjar region. Nearly 10,000 people were killed and hundreds of thousands displaced. Some of the survivors have settled on the New South Wales mid-north coast. Sehja Al-Zaidi reports from Kofs Harbor.
The local Yazidi community has congregated to commemorate 10 years since Islamic State militants invaded their towns in northern Iraq and killed or kidnapped most of the population. The local Yazidi population here in Kofs has grown dramatically in recent years as the minority group attempts to flee persecution from Islamic State terrorists. Many of the refugees here today are young girls and women who were kidnapped into sexual slavery from early childhood. Over 150 people have gathered here today to honour those affected by the genocide. Survivors have given speeches on the tragedies they've endured on their journey to freedom and human rights. This year, the community wants to raise awareness amongst the Australian public of the generational trauma that continues to impact so many families. 28-year-old Khadr Ali fled to Australia in 2017. He had only just graduated from high school when the genocide occurred. He says this day brings up traumatic memories of family members lost in the siege.
Either you have to convert to Islam or basically you will be killed. That's for the men, and the women and girls were taken as sex slaves. And so after a week, there was another village that most of the people had stayed in their village. So they were all getting killed and the girls were taken. So my uncle's family, my grandfather decided to escape to the mountain themselves on foot. But on the way, they lost their way. My grandma died on her way to the mountain. They didn't have much water left. It was summer. I'm just feeling heartbroken. You know, this could have been avoided.
Community leaders want the next generation of Yazidi youth to sustain cultural traditions that have existed for thousands of years. A lack of youth services or religious centres in the area make this a challenge for the community. More than anything, the Yazidi community across the mid-north coast wants Australians to understand why they're here. Today's event is a significant step forward in educating broader society on the history behind the genocide that brought them here in the first place.